Got every single plaque marked on there as well, so it's a beautiful document.
So the first building, I'm just going to talk about the building first, and then we'll go on to a few snapshots about Ralph Allen's life. So he was in that building first, and that backs onto, or faces onto rather, to Lilliput Lane, as it was called. It's now North Parade Passage, but it was Lilliput Lane. When he went in there around about 1718, some 8 years after he had arrived in Bath, he was only the subtenant, so he didn't do anything with it other than, I think he used it as offices. At the post office we're talking about, we've got the 3/4 length giant Corinthian columns there, giant ones going over more than one floor. It's there are 4 of those making 3 bays, a beautiful arched bay in the middle there. The keystone at the top of the archway over the window, it draws us up to the windowsill of the 3rd floor, the 2nd floor windowsill.
These windows here are quite unusual, because that's 5 over...
I was just going to do Sally Lunn.
Oh, Sally Lunn. Rub this one out.
Actually, Sally Lunn hasn't got the bronze plaques that we're really looking at, but it seems a shame to pass by that lovely old house without paying some sort of tribute to her. As far as we know, she was a Huguenot refugee who'd come from France to escape trouble over there because she was a Protestant, and she arrived in Bath in 1680. So
Sally Lunn comes from Sol et Lune, Sun and Moon, North Parade.
And we're going to look at this plaque. Now this is quite an interesting, and one of those ones that I suggested might have been controversial, because there are several John Palmers, and a lot of people thought this was John Palmer, the architect who designed Lansdowne Crescent and St James's Square. We now find out from Sturge Cotterell's notes that it was John Palmer who was known also for his work in the post office and also for the theatre in Orchard Street.
There are very few places where it remains.
That's it, well done, well done. And then those people who want to come out and have a drink, we work with sporting films, really. So I'm going to talk to you about William Wordsworth. I'm sure it's going to be no surprise to anybody. And he has been claimed, along with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, as to be the instigators, if you like, or the innovators of the Romantic age. Frankly, the picture I've chosen doesn't really. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vale and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Oh, well done, everybody!
Both stayed in this house, but 26 years separated them. Oliver Goldsmith came first, and he died very young. I think he was 46.
Duke Street, very wide street those days.
Novelist, poet, letter writer, diarist. One of these probably quite scary women of the 18th century, who obviously didn't at that time go to university, didn't have any other outlet for their intellectual capabilities. Other the genteel people were coming to
looks and intelligence, intellect, and of course when she did become, it was known that then she would perhaps resonate with the ladies maybe more than the gentlemen. Start with the teeth. He was very, very into teeth, and he actually did teeth transplants.
John Humphrey.
Not actually that they worked, although some did last for about 6 years. but there you go, teeth plug thought. He, major contribution in terms of the understanding around inflammation, gunshot wounds, which goes along perhaps with inflammation, venereal diseases, and Annie's got a little anecdote about his work with venereal diseases. He was also a main contributor about the digestive system, the functions of the lacteals. Okay, come on, anybody know what the lacteals are? Because I certainly didn't. Anyway, they are the lymphatic capillaries. And the role of the lymphatic system was also hugely of interest to him.
Got probably a name familiar to, probably certainly to the men, because they're well known for the gung-ho sort of rather boys' own books of the 18th century. Ivanhoe, Rob Roy, the Waverley novel.
Lord Nelson.
This picture of him as a young man. Come on, girls. He's pretty darn gorgeous, isn't he? Let's face it. Captain, etc. Maybe not such a nice person. So I'm going to make an assumption that you all know a lot about Nelson, and he'd met his wife Fanny on the island of Nevis in the Caribbean. He was an impoverished naval officer, and she was a potentially wealthy young single woman, and they married. For all I know, and the bits I've read, they had a good start.
Well, here she was, very beautiful Elizabeth Linley, living here with her father, and she came from a very talented musical family.
We're just going to finish off walk here, actually. Has anybody been into the orchard? Yes, some of you have.